What's up, you guys? It's Chris Cars back to you with another video. And today's video is going to be about a question that everybody asks me or have been asking me is how can I afford 3 cars? So for the new subscribers, yes, I have 3 cars at the age of 21. Insane, right? Some of you might not even have your first car at the age of 21 or still don't have or plan on getting one. So we're going to talk about it today. And the cars that I have currently are the BMW M3 E46, Toyota Supra, my Honda Accord of 2014, which is a sedan. So I'm gonna list out 3 points of how I'm able to do it and some tips on how you should do it as well. So the first point is having a game plan. So before I did all of this, before I even got in my first car, I thought this through, and I decided to not write it down, but think this through in my head. Okay, the game plan of how I'm gonna have my first car, then get a second car, and then get a third car. So when I decided to get all 3 of these cars, I made sure that it wasn't a hassle getting parking. I used to live in the city in New York, in Manhattan, and looking for parking was a bitch. So you would stay outside for a minimum of 2 hours looking for parking, which is insane for some people. Yes, I know, looking for parking in the city is insane. So because I lived in the borough, which was Manhattan, which was very populated, it was impossible to find parking. So when I got my first car, I already knew, I learned my lesson. Imagine having 2 cars or even 3 cars. Automatically trying to look for parking for 3 cars is gonna drive you nuts. So when I moved to Jersey, then it got more flexible. Then I could say, okay, maybe I could have 2 cars because I could park one inside the garage and I could have one outside. So then from there, I ended up getting my third one because it was so convenient. I didn't have to worry about moving it because they were cleaning, which they do a lot in New York, Thursday and Fridays. And yeah, maybe it's 2 days a week, but imagine working all week, then you have to wake up earlier and be like, oh damn, I have to move my car. So another thing was that, how am I gonna use it? Why do I need 3 cars? So I found my purpose, I said, okay, so my girlfriend's gonna use one, I'm gonna use one, and the other one is gonna be for the weekends. What I decided to do, me and her, was just rotate the cars. We would use one for like 2 days, then the other one for the other 2 days, then use this one on the weekends, and just start rotating them. Because obviously we're not gonna have one sitting all week, all month, and just use one. Because if that's the case, then there's no point in having 3 cars. So then that's what was my game plan of thinking it through and deciding what I was gonna do with each and every car. So another thing is having a steady income. Obviously, if you don't have a steady income, then you can't afford 3 cars. Maybe, yes, you could pay for it in full and just have it in your garage sitting. Yes, but if you have a steady income, then how are you gonna pay for insurance? You're obviously not gonna drive without insurance because that's just insane and you're gonna get arrested. And you obviously don't wanna kill somebody, God forbid, and then you really go to jail and do some time because you wasn't insured. Or it wouldn't even, you get insurance because you wanna be safe and you wanna keep others safe as well. Imagine being in the hospital, you have no insurance and nothing like that, and you stack up on bills, on medical bills. Imagine you have to pay $100,000, right? And you don't even have a job to be able to make that kind of money within the next 5 years. So you're gonna be in so much debt, and you don't wanna do that. So another thing is being able to maintain them. If you don't have steady income, how are you gonna maintain them? So then that's what I did. I decided, okay, when I get my first one, this is what I'm gonna spend on it. This is how much I'm gonna spend on it. The second one was the same thing. So luckily, my father's a mechanic, so whatever problem I had, I would just go take it to him and he would fix it. I would do my own fixing as well because I learned throughout the years. My dad has owned the shop for about 2 decades almost, probably like 18 years, you could say. And I learned a lot. So every car that I had, or before I even bought, I would go with him. He would take a look at it and just say, okay, if it's good or bad, or if it was bad, we would negotiate the price down, etc. So you need a steady income to be able to pay for insurance and be able to maintain parts and everything that sort. Because tires, they go out every year, or you catch a nail on the street, you would have to change it. So if you have no money coming in constantly, then how are you gonna do that? If you just have your last dollar, then it would be dumb for you to even have your second car. So make sure you have steady income like I do, like my girlfriend does as well, so we're able to, you know, have more than one car. So another thing is that a lot of people are leasing and financing cars more than usual, more than ever before. So before you even take that car out the lot, look at your bank account and then look at your job. How long until, let's say if you were to lose your job, will they come and repo your car? So if it's a car that you're trying to lease or finance, that you know that, man, if I miss a day from work, next month they're gonna come and repo my car. If you're trying to get a car like that, I suggest you not do it. It's a trap, trust me. You won't be able to take vacations. You won't be able to do a lot of things and limit yourself from doing other things because you have to worry about this car payment. So don't do it to yourself. I'd rather you save a lot of money like I did and just wait for the right time. Do it the right way. You know, I didn't do this automatically and I just out of nowhere. At the age of 15, me and my girlfriend always had a business. So we always had money coming in. So throughout that, we eventually started saving more money. So then with more money being saved, the more we could do. So from there, we were able to say, okay, let's do this, let's do that, and everything else. So don't get that $1,400 car payment if you're only making $3,000 a month. That's insane. One, you gotta pay for rent, you gotta eat, and you're not gonna eat your car. So make sure that you're not doing a stupid mistake. And let's say your income is crazy, like you're making over $100,000 a year, then go for it. Get that $1,400 car payment, but make sure that it is less than 30% of your income, because if you go half or even more than half, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. So don't be the idiot. Be smart like me and make sure that the car that you're getting is not gonna kill you. So the last point for you guys that I did was buying the right car. So this is the most important, because a lot of people, because of something that they, you know, want instead of need, it gets in front of them and blinds them, so they end up getting a car that is totally wrong. They get the wrong car, and the wrong car gives you serious problems, and then serious problem leads to hole in your pocket, and your money is just gonna be going to the drain. So you don't want to do that. So what I did was I definitely looked at all the cars that were very common. Not saying you have to have a common car and has to be unique or whatever, but common enough that if I had to go to the junkyard, or as an example, and get a part, I could be able to do that. It's not something that it would have to take 3 months to come from Italy or France and stuff like that. You know, imagine having your car sitting down for 3 months, 4 months, waiting for a part to get there. You know, even dealerships might have parts, but usually not all dealerships have parts available. So think about that. So obviously the Honda Accord is a very common car that you would find even parts on the street. That's how common it is. With that being said, the Honda Accord is a car that I decided to buy because it's very common, it's very affordable, and it doesn't waste any gas, unless if you're flooring it every damn day. It was a car that I decided to think about and say, hey, I could use it for 3-5 years and still be able to sell it within the same range or price that I bought it for. You might not get the same exact price that you got it for, unless if, like, you know, do some modifications and people want to pay more for it. But they don't, to me, maybe in the car world as well, Hondas, they don't depreciate like that. Maybe in the dealerships, because they obviously have to get the cars out of there, and yes, and so forth. But usually they don't depreciate. If a Honda is at 50,000 miles, 5 years from now, at 50,000 miles, it would practically be the same price. It won't be the same way as like a German car or like a Maserati, where at $50,000 today, 2021, in 2025 is gonna be 30,000. You know, so Hondas really keep their value, and once you add more stuff to it, it increases value. So that's pretty dope, and then that's one of the reasons why I decided to buy that car. The Toyota Supra it came out about 20 years ago before they stopped making it, and I decided to get it because, you know, it's a iconic car. Not this one in particular, but the one before. That one was seen in all the movies. Everybody wanted it. It was a car that was illegal to import, etc., etc. It was the car that Paul Walker had in the movie Fast and Furious that he used, and it became an iconic car. We got it. It's still iconic now because when I'm rolling around driving, a lot of people give me the thumbs up. A lot of people give me good compliments, which is it makes me feel good. And it's so funny because a lot of people see me and they're like, "Is that a Supra?" And it's just funny. I really like it. Luckily, I got to experience it. Me and my girlfriend, we really got the chance and the opportunity to be able to get one. And it's just a fun car, a really, really fun car. I have a surprise for you guys. I know the people that follow me, they seen what I did to the car, so I actually wrapped it. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna do a video of it soon. It's very cold outside, so to be able to record outside is gonna be very hard, especially, like, you know, holding the phone or holding the camera, your hand's gonna freeze. I was gonna do it. Well, I did the wrap last year, 2020, around October-ish, and I was gonna do a video, but I got discouraged and I decided not to do it, but now I'm gonna do it. So stay tuned for that. And for the BMW E46, I actually got this car in 2019. It was worth around, I think, 15,000. I actually had to drive about 2 hours away to be able to get the car. The reason why I got that car and that color specifically was, one, it was unique, and two, the car was in great shape. Only had 2 owners. I'm the third now, and it only had, I think it was 97,000 miles. So it was practically in good condition. It was a car that I know if I use on a daily basis, like a Toyota, then I know problems will come in the future. But like I said, if you don't have that steady income, or you don't have a game plan on how you could be able to fix it, which that car is like, you gotta be on top of. You gotta change the oil every time. You gotta do a lot of stuff to it and get original parts, no aftermarket parts, because then the car is just you're gonna waste your money. That's all I'm trying to say. So another thing is that all 3 of these cars, let's say if I were to keep, right, the Supra, I keep it. I'm still paying for it. Well, it's a lease, and we're still debating maybe 2 years from now, after it's over, if we're gonna keep it or not. You know, we're testing the waters, like they say. The E46 as well. That one I'm gonna keep. The Honda is officially mine. I paid cash for that car. It's officially mine. So 2 cars are mine. Are they gonna last a long time? Yes, the Honda will. The one thing about Hondas is that they could be 30 years old and they will still gain some value and people will still buy it. The E46 as well. When I drive this car, I get tons of people in the street tell me, "How much you selling it for? I'll buy it off for you." And I'm a collector, this, that, and the third. The same way with the Supra. Let's say if they stopped making it after 2022, 2023, I'm gonna keep the damn car because I know in about 10 years, 15 years from now, I might get the same amount that it cost original MSRP, or I might get more. So these are three cars that if you keep, you know is gonna have some sort of value to it. Also, get a car that you know you're gonna have fun in. Don't get a car because everybody else is talking about this specific car and you're like, oh, let me get on the wave. Don't get on the wave. Do not get on the wave. Go on your own lane, get on your own wave, and get a car that you like. Let's say you got like an ugly car. So what? As long as you like it and people have other opinions towards it, then it doesn't matter. It's what you like. There's certain cars that I like that my girlfriend don't like. But if I was rich, I'll get it just for fun because it's gonna be something fun and weird for me to drive. So for example, the BMW i3, not the i8, the i3. For those of you that don't know what that is, I'm gonna put a picture up right now. So what that is, it looks like a hamster car, sort of futuristic. My girl thinks it's so ugly. But if I had a lot of money to spend, I would get it for the fun of it. One, because it's electric, it won't waste no gas. Two, the door is open like a Rolls Royce, so you have to open one to then open the other one. And it's so weird inside because it's like a Tesla. You don't have no speedometer. Maybe on the little computer on the side screen, but on the back it just looks so fun. I'll definitely get it for the fun of it. I have extra money to spend, but yeah, you could like weird cars. It don't matter. Whatever you like, get it. And also, the last thing before I wrap up this video, a lot of cars that I like that I can't buy because I know it's gonna be very cost effective. So, like for example, a lot of Audi S4s, BMW M5s. These are insane cars that I would love to drive, but I would not love to own. So these cars, you got to make sure the ones that you're buying, like I did my research before I headed and bought this car. Especially, I'm talking more the 2014 Honda Accord and the BMW E46 M3. Not the Toyota because it's a new car, so I won't really experience if it's problematic and all those sorts of things. But I did my research and made sure how reliable they were. So you gotta make sure that the cars you're buying are reliable and good. If they're like, let's say 1 out of 10, 5 and a 6 in reliability, then I'll say go for it. But if it's less than 5, do not go for it. Like, there's a lot of BMW M5s. I love the V10. I love the sound. I love everything about it. But it's just a car that, one, is going to break my pockets. Two, it's not reliable as you think, unless if you rebuild the engine. But it's not something that I'll get into. So make sure you're not buying cars that, because it's an AMG, because it's a M, that doesn't mean anything. Yes, you might have an M, but how is it treating you? If it's treating you bad, is it treating you good? You got to get the one that treats you good and will last long enough for you to be like, okay, it was worth having. So guys, thank you for watching, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will definitely see you in the next video.